Hello and welcome to another match. Today I have for you a solo Feng Mao match. Solo as in solo lane. And we begin the game with a warrior's crest. It's a pretty standard item to go for Feng Mao in the solo lane. It heals upon killing an enemy unit. And it restores the health over the next 15 seconds. It provides a little bit of health and physical power. You'll notice in this game, though, I start off kind of building tanky. Warrior Crest kind of helps Feng Mao become more of a bruiser. Unfortunately, I was trying to stack lifesteal this game and damage. I wanted to see how that would work out. I wanted to see how well I could sustain myself. Unfortunately, it didn't work out very well, as you will soon see. But here we are, waiting for the minions to clash. And oddly enough, this solo lane is going to be a mirror match. We are up against another Feng Mao solo. I love seeing that when you have minion aggro, their eyes glow red. I really think that's a nice touch. Later on, once we get our item evolved, we choose champion crests. It has 3 different options: Brutalix, Phoenix, and Ice-Scorn Talons. I opted to go for Brutalix, which was a bad choice again, because the only real hard CC that they have on their team is Narbash. So another poor decision by me this game, but again, it was my first Feng Mao game. Because Brutalix is the item, when evolved, it provides a CC cleanse active. So it's a really good active if you're in a match with a lot of CC. Upon my second viewing of this, I would have opted for Phoenix, which is really cool. It's a really cool item. And even Ice-Scorn Talons. Ice-Scorn Talons is maybe arguably the best item for Feng, because it also provides him ability haste, which is very valuable on Feng Mao. For those of you who may not know, ability haste is also known as cooldown reduction. And it's a very important stat for Feng Mao to build. So, Ice-Scorn Talons, probably the best choice, but I just love Phoenix's active. It marks your current location for the next 8 seconds upon taking lethal damage, resurrect at the target location, and restore 35% maximum health. It doesn't sound too good, but you can just kind of abuse it and say if I'm fighting this guy 1 versus 1, I just pop it right before I'm about to die, and you could kind of think of it as a heal. You go from 1% HP back up to 35% HP. It doesn't say anything about cooldowns and whatnot, but I doubt it resets them upon your revival. If it did, that'd probably be the item I go every time. But all in all, this solo lane is going to be pretty uneventful. I don't even think the Kalari ganks us. We're just trying to out-farm the Feng Mao here. Right now we farmed about 1,000 gold, but I think we even we get up to like 3,000 gold before our first back. Now, I'll just briefly go over the last items active that our warrior's crest evolves into, or has the potential to evolve into, which is Ice-Scorn Talons. That's the one that I'm going to be talking about right now. The active creates a dueling zone around you in a large area that remains for 15 seconds. And enemy units within are slowed by 20%, and you gain additional damage and movement speed inside of it. It's pretty cool. I mean, it fits Feng Mao perfectly, and it gives him a slow. And as a bruiser, not only does it give the enemy slow down the enemy, it also speeds up Feng Mao. So all in all, like a really good choice. Probably the best because of it does provide 10 less physical power than Phoenix, but 10 more ability haste, which is probably more valuable to Feng Mao. And it's one of those games where I wish I could just go back. I wish I could go back and build differently, but hindsight's 2020, and I'll be more prepared the next time we get our hands on this beautiful game. So I'm not sure who's ahead in farm here in CS. He is ahead in of us in terms of XP. He doesn't have much mana though. He's not gonna really. I don't think he's gonna be able to finish us off. But green buff is back up, and I think he could have probably went for that if he didn't realize it. It's always good to just try to steal green buff while your minions are under tower. You might as well, you know, instead of receiving nothing for that time, you at least get a little bit of XP and gold, and healing and mana regen. So I think there are two Kalaris in this game. I'm not sure. The games from the creator event, which is, I think this is the last game that I have to post from the creator event. It was always a tale of two Kalaris. Whichever one was bigger usually won the game for their team. And so yeah, we're at about 2.2k now. I didn't want to leave the lane until the enemy Feng Mao left the lane. You know, it just makes sense. Feng Mao mirrors are just a bit silly. You just sit there whacking each other. I'm a little bit behind on health and mana. I think he's trading a bit more efficiently than I am. But I mean, I don't think I'm ever in any real danger. I think I do make a misplay though. I believe I do. I think that was good for us. We had the wave backing us up too, which helped to push a little bit extra damage. So our warrior crest evolved into the champion crest, and it's pretty much the same thing as the champion crest is the same as the warrior crest. It just provides more stats. 2 more physical power, 110 more HP. And I believe it gives the same exact heal bonus, 2% of max health over the next 15 seconds after killing a unit. So the lane is pushed, and now I'm going to steal green buff. I don't think it's called green buff. I shouldn't say green buff. Scion, I think. Wire Angel, who's a tester, told me it's Scion. C-Y-A-N. I don't really learn, I don't really know the more fancy names of colors like fuchsia, burgundy. But yeah, I believe it's the Scion buff officially. Okay, we have a lot of gold. And you'll see that how I chose to spend it, I basically make myself into a glass cannon. I thought maybe I could sustain with the right mouse button a bit better, but nah, that wasn't the case. So now we have a commanding lead, I feel. We got the green buff, I'm backing. And he lets me get away with the extremely greedy back, which I'll take every time. So I was considering going Fellblade first, but I opted going for Nightfall. I thought maybe the Omni Vamp would play a bigger role, especially with the way Feng uses his hamstring. I thought it'd give me some pretty decent healing if I hamstring in the middle of a wave, and I thought I would heal a bit more than I actually do, but oh well. So once I back, the Feng Mao actually backs too. He doesn't stay in lane to just try to shove the lane and get that little bit of extra farm.
Allied tower under attack.
Now we hit for considerably more here. I'm curious as to what he picked up. The passive of Nightfall is also Dusk, where dealing damage to an isolated enemy hero, which means no other heroes within 1,000 units, grants 6 attack speed and 6 ability haste for 6 seconds, and it stacks up to 6 times. So one of the reasons why I picked this item is because we spent the whole entire lane together, and I thought it'd be better. Here, we encounter the Kalari, and we are just out DPSing. And unfortunately, I popped my ult there a little bit too early, and I missed my Q, and I take it tower hit there, and then Feng Mao is right behind me. We could have killed the Kalari there, and we burn our teleport here to try to save ourselves. Unfortunate. I totally misplayed that. We could be 1-0. We could have helped put the jungler behind. I'm being extremely greedy here and trying to steal this buff just because of that, you know, it provides some sweet healing. I'm surprised at the damage it does. Like, I should have popped my right mouse button to shield some of that damage. I could have like 10 to 15% more HP. Oh well.
Allied tower under attack.
So this Feng Mao is making the right play here, and I should back, but I'm being greedy here. Enemy team just secured Fangtooth, which is unfortunate for us. Fangtooth is so impactful. Maybe the first one is a bit more forgiving, but the second and third, you never want to give those up. So I'm going in here, which I shouldn't. Like, I shouldn't have burned my dash, and then I dash into him. I don't know what I was thinking. But he gets the better of us there, and then here we pick up Brutalix, which was really unfortunate. Say if I had Phoenix in that scenario, and he didn't, I could have just like, right before I died, popped it, and then revived and possibly win the fight. I would have had more HP at 35% HP. I would have had more. So now what we're building towards is Fellblade. Fellblade is a great item for Feng Mao. Physical power, physical pen, and ability haste. And its passive is Corrode. Dealing damage to an enemy hero reduces their physical armor by 5% for 2 seconds, stacks up to 6 times. And another passive is your abilities deal 20% bonus true damage against targets with 6 stacks of Corrode. So, I mean, that item is what I should have gotten first. I feel it is awesome. You know, just imagine you getting 6 stacks of Corrode and then getting 20% bonus true damage on not only your hamstring, but your ultimate.
An allied tower is destroyed. An enemy tower is under attack.
Alright. So here I make another boneheaded move. I'm in the jungle, trying to steal the red buff. And as you can imagine how it's going down right now, yeah. So we fail to secure the red buff. And then we run into not only Narbash, but Kalari and Gadget. So not only that, also Sparrow. That was one of those situations where just everything went wrong. But at this point in the game, we are my team is on the back foot. It may not seem like it, but we are severely behind. Severely behind. Like, we're only down 6 kills, which may not seem like that much, but if you look at the map, well, we only have one tier 1 up, and they have everything up. They have already secured the first Fang Tooth. They can, if they wanted to, they could easily secure Orb Prime or Mini Prime, and we would have never known. But one thing that I'm eagerly looking forward to seeing in the future is more wards on the maps. Like once the community, the general skill level of the community increases, and you have those guys who love playing support, and they're well knowledgeable in the flow and rhythm of the game, and they're just warding and de-warding, and you actually have good vision of the map. I'm excited to see some of that. I have a feeling that this game is going to have some really awesome ward spots. You know what I mean? It'll be like in obscure places in the enemy's jungle, so you can see them when they're rotating and whatnot. You know, I popped my ult there a little bit earlier to farm the wave, which was it was a bad decision. I don't think it's ever. I don't think it's ever good to do that, because I just wanted to like make sure I seized all of the farm. But unfortunately, what had happened was I could have done that anyway without wasting all that mana and my ultimate, which is arguably my most important ability. Like, imagine if I had it here now. If I had my ultimate here now, he might not have even tried to trade with me there, simply because of the danger it poses. So rather unfortunate that I wasted it like that. And I'm getting ganked here. And you see, if I saved my ultimate, I would have the mana necessary to dash. And we just end up biting the dust. So another bad play by me. That burning that ultimate, as you can see, it was not worth it. I base it, in a way, I died because I did that. So our Kalari is doing pretty well. Our Kalari is 2-1. The enemy Kalari is 8-0 at the moment, or no, now 8-1. They just took the Kalari down, which is awesome. The other Feng Mao, he went with the item Nex. I believe it's Nex. it evolves from, I think, the rogue crest or assassin crest. I think that that's all, both the first two stages of those crests. But yeah, that item is fascinating, and it's really good on Feng Mao. Okay, so they ganked our lane, and Drongo went down, and now they're ganking us. Clever Windu on Narbash. I was like, where is he? I know he's around this, somewhere around here. I wasn't exactly expecting him to be in my face around the corner, but I forgot what the item is. Nex, N-E-X? I'm not sure. But the Nex item is really good. Really good, because what it does is it has this mechanic called sow. And I believe, like, the theme of it, like, you know that saying, you reap what you sow? It's kind of like, that's the theme. So, the mechanic is SOW, so. And what happens is, you store 20% of all the damage you deal in the last 3 seconds. And when you use Nex's active, you do a dash. And where you dash, like the you know where you end up, you do AoE damage. Like you and the amount of damage you do is that stored 20%. So you know, I've talked with Wire Angel about it, and it was pretty cool how you utilize that. So for example, let's just say that you are in a team fight and all 4 of them are grouped together, and one application of Nex is you ult on all 4 of them, you hamstring that, and that way 20% of all that damage you get to just unload on all of them. So it's really cool because it allows Feng Mao to utilize his ult in a different way. It's not, you're not always just trying to execute an enemy. You can actually stack damage in other ways. And to be honest, I have a suspicion that once this game has ranked and competitive, you're not going to see Feng Mao's utilizing their ultimate for executing people. It just doesn't, it's too slow. That moment where he like it's the same thing as it was in Paragon. When he leaps up into the air, it's an eternity. It's an eternity. And you know, in application, if an enemy has their blink up, they should never be executed by Feng Mao. And it's not even worth it to, it might be good to bait out a blink. I could see that use, right? But honestly, it's you say I use my ult and I'm in the air, you know, that long wind-up animation, and they blink. I could blink myself, I think, mid-animation, but it's extremely difficult to land that. It's extremely difficult to land that. So that's my. So they secured another Fang Tooth, which really sucks for us. Oh, and we just him. We almost got the Kalari there, but not even half a second, a quarter second too late. So I'm telling you guys, I think at the highest level of play, you're rarely going to see Feng Mao's execute with their ult. It's really risky. Here I'm just testing Orb Prime's strength. I just wanted to see what, like, how I fare relative to the Orb Prime, and as you can see, I was just getting destroyed. Orb Prime is no joke. You need your team there. Mini Prime, you could manage with less. Oh no, it is mini. It's still Mini Prime. Yeah. Okay. Even Mini Prime, you need some backup. Mini Prime is thick. Don't let the name deceive you. Mini Prime is still a pretty thick boy. We're rotating mid. And we're gonna die. So I pop his shield with hamstring, but he right now Kalari's just so farmed. It's no contest. It's no contest.
An ally has paired.
I wonder if I died from. It didn't look like I had death mark applied there. I wonder if I died from a dagger. But that was not a fight that we should have taken. The last item that we're building towards is Sky Splitter, which is again a lifesteal based item. But we never completed it. I think we might even end up losing here right now. But this game is probably the worst game I played. It was just I made so many mistakes, but we lost every single lane, and that's just the natural result. We're about to lose our core, and that's gonna be all she wrote. So that's a wrap. GG's all around, and thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I have a few more games for you. I have another Feng Mao jungle, and I have a Sevarog mid lane, and I think one more. I can't recall the other one, but yeah, we go caster 7 in the mid lane, and let me tell you, it works. I think it works really, really well. So thanks for tuning in, and this is JPie signing off. Peace.